It's a fresh and beautiful morning here at Iganyana Camp. I'm with James and Janine Varden. Thank you both so much for having us.
Great to have you guys here.
James is one of Africa's most prolific guides, there's no doubt. And they also have a company called Varden Safaris. So I'm going to ask Janine, please, Janine, could you just tell us a little bit about how you started Ride Zimbabwe?
Yeah, well, we started Ride Zimbabwe about 15 years ago when we were in the Viridona, and then we just decided that business is better up in the Quick Falls Hwange area, so we moved up here a few years ago, and now we're based at Iganyana Tented Camp, and we've got a team of 26 horses that are well schooled and well conditioned, safari ready and fit horses, and we do rides from Iganyana Tented Camp for experienced riders, and our main product actually is a 7-night ride which starts at Hwange Tented Camp, and then we ride into the park, Hwange National Park, for 5 nights in a mobile camp, and then we ride back here.
It's just amazing to be out here on a horse in the quiet without the sound of a vehicle. You must have seen some incredible sights from the back of a horse.
Yeah.
If you could pick one that comes to mind now, and read it for us.
Well, of course, a lot of people come to Africa. They want to see the big animals. They want to see elephant and lion and things. So we've, so lion. We've seen a number of lions from horseback, and that's always exciting because mostly during the daytime, lions are a bit nervous and a bit sort of going to move away from you. Whereas at night time, they completely change their habits, and they're on the prowl, as such, and they want to hunt. But there's been occasions, a couple of occasions, where we've had lions come and investigate us, and we've had to either get away from them, or my sort of tactic is to actually ride onto them, and you push them away from you, because it's going to be hard to outrun a lion in some of the thick bush, and so we just got to get everybody together, and I say, right, we're just going to ride up onto those lions, and we'll just stand them down. Yeah. Not like on a walking safari, you're not going to run. On a walking safari from a lion, you're going to stand your ground, because for them, their prey generally doesn't attack them. Their prey normally goes on the run, and once they're on the run, that's when the lion's going to find it much easier to attack. And particularly with buffalo, with those bull buffaloes, if they turn the tables on the lions can't get them. And that's why, after this kind of riding here, you've got to be a really good, confident rider, because we're going to see lions, we're going to see elephants, and you've got to have full control of your horse and yourself as a rider.
This teak forest is significant in making sure that it's an added layer of protection to the park.
Yeah.
But you've been involved quite recently in some conservation projects. Would you like to tell us about those?
Well, a couple of months ago, we got involved with the wire clearing from the telephone wires. The old days when there were telephones, all those wires were left up, and there was hundreds and hundreds of miles of those around the park and stuff, and those are a very easy source of wire to use for snaring. So there was a plan to remove a lot of that, and a lot of it also goes into the national park, and a lot of it was all around. So we got involved with moving a lot of that. We used the horses to go and search on the ground where a lot of the wires had fallen down, and so we could use the horses to search in the thick bush to find a lot of that wire. And we found some snared animals, unfortunately, which was obviously a good reason to be able to clear all this wire, because we wanted to get rid of all this wire that's going to entangle animals and for useful snaring.
For sure. And just to give people an idea, James, on the scale of that, I mean, that was literally the whole eastern boundary of National Park, which is about how far? I mean, that's a lot of wire.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at Well, there's probably about 150 odd kilometers that was cleared, but most places there's at least up to 16 strands of wire. So, you know, you're looking at several thousand kilometers once you add the whole lot up of actually a single strand if you laid it out.
Do you think there's been an increase in the more sort of the large-scale commercial poaching as well, or has that been able to sort of keep under wraps?
Definitely, you know, around your sort of town areas where suddenly, like some areas around Hwange here, some people, you know, entirely existed on tourism, and now suddenly they've got no jobs and nothing, so nobody's got any work to do, but people still want food and still want meat, and so yeah, so some of these areas have become quite commercial enterprises. A lot of it ashore is subsistence. You know, guys are just struggling. They've got to feed families, but in many cases it's commercial. Yeah. You know, and then that's the big problem, yeah.
But to end on a positive note, because it's certainly not all doom and gloom, no. And Hwange National Park is pretty healthy in terms of the amount of game that's there. Would you agree with that?
It is, yeah. There's still a lot of wildlife here. You know, on the horses we do see a lot of wildlife. You know, you can get into areas where a lot of people don't go to. So, you know, we're off-road, away from the game driving routes, and so you can see what's truly sort of happening in these parks. And yeah, you can see that there is a lot of wildlife moving, yeah. Even in these teak forests, you know, you often don't see a lot, but you see the tracks, and you see a lot of spoor of animals moving through these areas from waterhole to waterhole. So using the horses is a very useful way of being able to judge what's going on, yeah.
James, we could talk for hours. You know, it's just special being out here with you. You know, once again, thank you for having us, and thank you for the work that you've been doing. Yeah. You know, as a guide, showcasing this beautiful country, and as someone that's been passionately involved in conservation as well. Yeah. You know, we take our hats off to you for that. So thank you very much.
Pleasure. Yeah.
If you like this episode and don't want to miss out on other ones, please go to YouTube, look for Luke Brown Zim, and hit the subscribe button. Thanks.